Emotional intelligence is, just to bring it home and not be very technical, it's just the ability to be aware of emotions and to control them. And when we talk about that, the awareness is both on yourself and on your surroundings. So in relationships, emotional intelligence means you are aware of your own relationships and you can also relate with the emotions of the other person.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.
I'm Anne Muitiriri.
Wewe ndio umesikia umekuwa ukikatia watu hewa.
I have been doing that thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am Anne Muitiriri. I'm born again. I'm married to one Fred Muitiriri. We're blessed with 3 children. I am enthusiastic, actually, together with my husband, and passionate.
Yeah.
Matters relationship and marriages. I am a co-founder and CEO movement called Shispak that takes care of ladies. We have a vision to make this world full of happy wives. So we are starting by trying to get every woman to be happy. So yeah, that's me.
Yes. Oh, thank you. We are so glad to have you again, time and time again, each and every Wednesday. Yeah. And last week you began a conversation about communications in matters in relationship. Maybe you can give us like a brief of some, maybe to fill up someone who's listening also for the first time on what we tackled last week on matters relationship and in regards to communications.
Yeah, so we began matters communication, and actually we decided, that topic is broad. Yeah, because I'm actually also a communication specialist, and out there in the world we say there is nothing without communication, and that's why everyone needs us communicators in their organizations, in their companies. So even in relationships, it's like everything does fall and rise on communication rather. So we tried to look at speaking the truth in love. And also, we really delved into matters secrecy. And I think that came along as a question. And we ended up taking that road, which was okay, because that is what people want to hear. So we talked about how much is enough to tell someone, to tell your partner. When is it enough? Should you disclose everything? Should you, tell them a little and then release in doses? Or should you... there are some things that you just should never tell your partner.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so today, what are we going to be handling in matters still communications? Because you've really told us that it's a broad topic.
Yeah. So you're asking me as if we didn't decide. So Apollos and I decided.
You threw me under the bus.
Utajitoa. You are not removing yourself from this.
Yeah.
So Apollos and I decided today let's look at emotional intelligence in communication.
Yeah, because now every girl ukimkosea kidogo ako like no, you're not an emotional intelligent man. I want an emotional intelligent man. Everyone on TikTok, on Instagram, on the socials is just talking about like a man who is emotionally intelligent. But the big question is, even the girls also, we are looking for girls who are emotionally intelligent. So, what is emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence is, just to bring it home and not be very technical, it's just the ability to be aware of emotions and to control them. And when we talk about that, the awareness is both on yourself and on your surroundings. So in relationships, emotional intelligence means you are aware of your own relationships and you can also relate with the emotions of the other person. You're not in your own world, you're not just there. The way I will say what I feel. I will be honest, I will tell you what I feel. There is the place of, do you recognize the other person has emotions? And can you usually see them as you communicate and even in your life together? And then are you able to control your own emotions? And by controlling emotions, again, we don't mean don't feel. No, it means then you're able to act accordingly because you are aware. For example, right now I am very angry and I'm likely to speak badly. I'm likely to speak very hurtful words.
Yeah.
And therefore now you control the way that you act according to your awareness of the emotion that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. And actually right now a scenario has just come into my head. Like there's this girl that you've been interacting with. We're quite friends.
Apollos.
Not
just
really.
say it. You're a young man. It's okay.
And so recently, I made a sentiment, and she told me that no. I made it actually. She told me that I hurted her feelings, like she didn't expect that from a friend. And the comment I made, it's because I've had other people make the same comment. So where does emotional intelligence come in that particular instance? For example, right at my instance, it was just a comment that I've had a couple of our friends told her. So me riding on it was like, no, it doesn't sit right with me. I don't expect that from you. Where does emotional intelligence comes in such a situation?
No, I'm about to ask you what you said, but I won't ask you because clearly you are afraid that they will know it's them you're talking about.
No, it's like right now I'll say, like for example, this thing like now ladies are being told on especially in the socials, like you just comment about, hey, mtu anaona forehead yako nasema, wana comment kama for example it's 50 by 100. Mimi nikisema ni 50 by 100 inakuwa mbaya, na wengine wanafurahia kwanza, they laugh it off.
No, I'm about to accuse that other person of possibly not being emotionally intelligent, but I'm not exactly sure of what is going on with her, or even the exact scenario that you were in. But just to use that to jump into another element of emotional intelligence being expressing. You need not just be aware of your emotions, but you need to be able to express emotions and express the right emotions. Because you see, you might be dealing with someone who does not like this. I probably don't like it when people tell me I'm short, but I laugh it off. Yeah? But kumbe deep within, I have not actually processed this whole idea of I'm short. By the way, I'm short for real. So I'm using a real example.
It's a safe place. You can continue opening up.
I'm opening up on live radio and calling it a safe place. Anyway.
This is for the Home of Fresh and Classic. We evangelize, empower, and entertain at the same time. Where we empower, it's a safe place, definitely.
Sour. I will trust that. So anyway, imagine that I'm not really okay with my being short. So I have not really processed and gotten to the place where I am actually confident with who I am. So the making fun of it is usually a way of dealing with it, but really I'm dealing with it on the surface. And then what happens is I meet, my husband is actually extra tall. Okay, a little extra. He's very
compared
tall.
To you.
No, compared even to just normal human beings, he's quite tall.
Yes.
So imagine I meet him, and in real sense, I'm not usually okay with being short. So kumbe deep within, I am actually seeking acceptance.
Okay.
So it's only that I usually I suppress that expectation with other people, but there's a kind of expectation we place on romantic relationships.
Yeah.
So even if everyone else comes at you, you expect that this one person will do it right by you. And that's why actually I am, a big advocate of be whole, please. Be whole. Because manze, the person you're getting married to, true human being, ajui, he's not an angel. He doesn't know that you're not okay with being short. So he might say it and then it will hurt you from here to Timbuktu. And then now, if you're not, if your emotional intelligence is not at a certain level, you're not even able to process that feeling because this is something you've not been dealing with. Yeah. So the issue might not, it's actually on both sides, because for example, if you suspect that I'm not okay with the shortness, then emotional intelligence is also not throwing it around like that. Probably bringing it up unless you're in that circle where you're free enough to ask me, by the way, really when these guys tell you you're short, how does it make you feel? You know? So emotional intelligence on your end is recognizing if I am not okay with it, which you can tell even from a lot of nonverbal cues when I'm talking with my friends.
Yeah.
Or the first time you said it, how I took it an emotionally intelligent person she might not be okay with this. So you take a step back and think about how to approach it if you're really someone's friend and you would like to approach it. But emotional intelligence on my end means I need to deal with what is hurting me and I need to express it. So I need to tell my friends, but then I don't like it when you say those things.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me take it from, social media, because those people I don't care about and I can't control. But you, my friends, I'm not okay when you say this thing like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We are talking about the different aspects of an emotional, intelligent person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had talked about, because of the questions, things run.
Yeah.
But we had talked about being emotionally intelligent first as being able to acknowledge your own feelings. Like you are able to tell, I am angry, I am frustrated, and this takes, it takes a lot of internal communication. Like inside of you are actually thinking about what you are going through in that moment. And with time, you get used to just recognizing it very fast. But then this means that instead of act on the moment, unless it is honestly urgent, unless it is urgent, you need to sit with the emotion and think about what am I going through? And therefore, is what I am about to do going to help with the situation, or is it just a reaction from the emotion that I'm feeling? And this goes both for happy, sad, angry, both for positive and negative emotions. Because you can be so overjoyed. I read a post by Beryl Wanga, and she was saying how with time she has learned, even if she's very happy, not to communicate in that moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So say I am happy, I am excited, but avoid giving responses to important things when you are over the roof with excitement. Because you are likely, you can very easily make a mistake. You can easily say something and then you later on you're like, what is that I told? Will I even be able to deliver that? Can I even keep up my promise? Can I, so emotional intelligence means you're able to recognize that I am very excited right now and it is not wrong to be excited.
Yeah.
But I am over the moon and therefore I need to sit with that emotion or be happy in it, process, go through the happiness and then now make proper decisions with regards to what was making me happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in other words, it's like you're discouraging actually for you to develop maybe a state of being that you're an emotionally intelligent person, the state of reacting spontaneously or instantly.
Yes, the habit of reacting very spontaneous, very instantly, very promptly, can actually derail your progress towards like emotional intelligence and just emotional stability. Yeah.
But when you think that, I'm thinking that when you have a partner, you're married, right? You guys are one. So I'm expecting you can also understand me even if I'm reacting out of like it's joy. This is a good news I have. I want to share with the person I love the most as the first person.
And that's okay. I'm just saying that you need to be wise. Emotional intelligence is also a lot of wisdom. Okay, let's look at the negative, for example.
Yeah.
It's my partner, it's he's happy, he's mine, he understands. But does that mean that when I feel angry, I do whatever my mind tells me to do just because I'm angry?
Oh, I see.
It's not fair. Yeah, it's not right for me, for example, to get this new job and realize how much we're being paid, and then I promise, okay, the men are more likely to do this. And
why not ladies? I don't like where this is going.
No, but I'm not taking it to a bad place. I'm just saying,
yeah,
that man who now calls his girlfriend and tells you, you remember that trip we were talking about? I'm taking you to Mauritius at the end of this year, and then later you realize, oh my God. What is that I committed to? You do the math is not mathing. So yes, it was okay to maybe share the news, depending on who is this, yeah? Because maybe you might end up sharing even good news with people that are likely to there's some good news, honestly, that you don't share with anyone.
Yeah.
Because there are people who will use it against you. There are people who really don't care. There are even those that, is it in Ecclesiastes? There's something about people who actually now work towards bringing your dreams down, and they're not happy when, and that's why there is that emotional intelligence of, you can actually be happy with what you're being happy with without necessarily overreacting. There is overreacting even in joy, yeah? And the same goes for anger, the same goes for sadness. Are you able to regulate this emotion? Are you able to, bring the anger down somehow? And it also ties with other elements of emotional intelligence.
Anne,
yeah.
I've caught my partner. Nimepata some funny messages there.
You am an example.
Yeah.
Not I make it personal. Sawa.
I'm speaking for someone else. I'm speaking for a friend. Funny. Kind of funny conversations nimepata anaongea na best yangu. A friend of mine. Yeah, nimepata kiongea funny conversation. So, na akakubali ni kweli. She's on the wrong, but pia akona defense. As anajidefend anasema hapana, no, it's my friend of mine mleleza kumkatia nini. Na nimepata hizi conversations zinaendelea, hapana, hapa there's more than kukatiwa. So as an emotionally intelligent man, how should I approach that? Nasema as mimi nataka confront hii issue. I want to confront this.
Vile emotional intelligence utaingisha hapo, but lazima iingie anyway.
Yeah.
Because by the emotional intelligence ndio inafanya unaona watu wanauana huku nje.
Yeah.
It's a big part of it. Because it means you can't just process terrible emotions and then do the right thing. Because the right thing here, for example, is to confront and to be able even to separate issues. Like this is what we are talking about. We are talking about, I found funny chats on your phone. Emotional intelligence also means that you will not allow yourself to be blackmailed, gaslighted. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And this is what you found. Can we reason? Can we actually use our heads here? Even as I emotionally intelligent, I am being sensitive. So I am not starting to tell you, even you told me your mother used to, you even told me you and your sister, you don't come from the same father. No. So you will be sensitive. You may not even be, you won't even be rude or insultive in your words, but fact is fact. Now, this is not only disappointing, it is actually frustrating, and it is a breach of trust.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do about this? First of all, explain. If the explanation does not make sense, and this goes for any other conflict, the explanation is not making sense, whatever wrong thing they have done, they are not ready to apologize, you need to guard your emotions also. You need to be aware that what is happening is you're getting hurt, but then another part of your heart is hurt, like sasa roho.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, you had to put that.
There's another part of your heart, that desperately needs this person. And now this part is causing you to be okay being hurt, And especially, Aki, if you're not married, it is much less complicated. Walking away is much easier. And I'm not saying this to trivialize the how the dating scene can be.
Yeah, because we have dated maybe for 3 years.
Yeah, I know. But honestly, let me tell you, better a broken engagement.
Yeah.
Than to try and break a marriage. Truly, yes. And emotional intelligence comes with a lot of things. It comes with a lot of healing. It comes with, being able to drive your life in a way that you are not very dependent on what someone does to you, and so your life can more easily move on if you are an emotionally intelligent person than this person who either kills the spouse, kills themselves. This is somebody who their entire life depends on how they have felt at that moment. So that emotion determines the rest of their life.
Oh, I see. 0701969969 is the call line. You can call us live at the moment. And if you have any questions in regards to our topic of conversation that is all about matters emotional intelligence, please don't shy away from reaching out. And also, if you're the shy type, 0702969969 is our text line. It's open for you. Yeah, you can come through and ask your question. So, you're talking about emotional intelligence, but I also want to know, what is not emotional intelligence? Because I might be thinking, so far so good, I'm good. I'm actually an emotional intelligent person. But what is it not?
One of the things that really comes to mind when we speak of what is not emotional intelligence is not silent treatment. Because there are people who now, because we are saying you need to see it, process your emotions, be able to acknowledge I'm frustrated, I'm angry, and then act accordingly, then that is very easily translated to, if you're angry, shut up.
Okay.
And that is very different from there's a rule we usually try to follow with my husband, which is si unanyamaza unaenda. You know, because maybe me, I was in a position to talk about it. So if you are feeling you are not in the position to talk, like, you acknowledge, and that now is emotional intelligence. And I see that and put such a big plus when my husband can actually be able to tell me, "You story nani bosa na sahi. Let's just talk about it at another time." And we try to do that. Of course, yes. Sometimes you are not able to do that.
Yes, when you may say.
But you see, emotional intelligence is not every time unanibo, I shut up, I go, I'm not talking about it, I'm not telling you what's happening with me, I'm not, because what we end up with is what I attack women on this, especially. It's called kununa, you know. So for you, emotional intelligence is me. I don't burst out on my husband. I don't burst out on my boyfriend when he makes me angry. What I do is, because I'm emotionally intelligent. Nonsense. That is not emotional intelligence, by the way. Emotional intelligence also includes an element called empathy. Empathy means, no matter what you're going through, there's someone else involved. You're thinking about where that someone else is. It is very, very unfair if you wrong me and I feel so wronged that then I decide I am the only one with the right to drive this conversation or this conflict because I feel so wronged, Because the amazing thing is, that other person does not feel the magnitude of that wrong the way that you feel it, because you're the one that is wronged. So emotional intelligence is acknowledging that this person may not even understand what I'm going through right now. This person actually may be so clueless that now when I just get up and walk away, I leave them in a very bad situation. Because namwachaje, they're wondering, what is it that I did? They're thinking, did I kill someone? And now you're torturing the other person just because you feel wronged. Honestly, it's not fair. Because as long as I usually say, that's what I was telling this guy who was saying, talk to my wife. Yeah. As long as it is a conflict, the other person is also involved. So you may be feeling wronged, like badly wronged. But then the other person is in the mix also. You need to realize this person also has his or her emotions in this whole mix.
And probably it's a reaction of something that was prompted by something else that probably you might have been the one who had done it.
Exactly.
Yeah. What else is not emotional intelligent?
Emotional intelligence is also not constantly naming emotions without doing anything about them.
Oh. Sasa
Siniambie nimekutupa takuokota.
Hujanitupa because you're making me understand even more. Because many of the times that tunasikia unasema I'm stressed, I'm depressed.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, you reminded me of an instance again I once encountered with a friend. We my friends. So they forgot something. at home. And so when you are meeting, they are like, I'm sad. I forgot this particular thing. And for me, I was like, no, sad is not the right term to use. I feel like disappointment is the term to use, because what you're not like sad ni kukasirika, and you know when someone is say sad ni kama mtu amefeel and everything. So I was trying to imagine like the literal meaning of sadness. So and now it ended up being an argument of me trying to impose a word. For example, they were saying that I was imposing something that it's not what they're feeling. So they were telling me they're feeling sad, and according to me, what I pictured from that particular instance was they are disappointed because they forgot to pack something that they were supposed to carry.
Yeah, you've also made, anyway, I'll note down something.
I'm also giving, I can become a lecturer.
Because emotional intelligence is also not naming people's feelings for them.
Okay.
But anyway, let's deal with the first one that I had said, that emotional intelligence is not keeping on naming your feelings without doing anything about them. You have to combine the awareness, the self-awareness, with expression, but also with control, with regulation. So what matters most is not the fact that you realized you were sad and you were able to say you were sad. If you leave it at that, by the way, it starts to become... okay, I don't want to call it immature, but there's a sort of immaturity that comes with, I'm really angry, I'm really sad, I'm really... Okay, so unataka tu wafanye nini na wewe? You get the maturity on your journey to emotional intelligence. I call it a journey because very few people, if any, can say that I'm at the brim with emotional intelligence. We keep on, doing this thing, learning and so on. But a maturity in your journey means that you may not even need to name it to people. You don't need to tell people I'm sad. You may, but you don't always have to tell people. Because sometimes you will tell the wrong people. Because they'll be like, oh, okay, so what do you want us to do with this? You get. But I have learned, for example, I have friends, and they are very, very few.
Yeah.
Who, when I'm going through something, I can confidently tell them I am feeling anxious.
Yeah.
I am actually worried.
Yeah.
Yet, the same situation, I may have to explain to somebody else what is going on, but it will make no sense if I explain to them what I'm feeling about it. And so emotional intelligence is not in the telling everyone how anxious and worried you are. No. It is in the whole combination of realizing that you are anxious, expressing it when you need to express it, and then regulating it so that you are not necessarily bothering people around you
with your anxiety,
for example. Yeah. Or you are not also now affecting, because even mental health issues come from emotional intelligence, or should we say emotional unintelligence?
Wow.
Low levels of emotional intelligence are very likely to play into problems with mental health. Because I'm talking about mental health all the way to depression, clinical depression, and other disorders as such. Because if you're not able to control your anxiety, if you're not able to speak to yourself, speak to your mind, then what you're likely to do is to allow your mind to race. And then psychologists will tell you about all those, okay, mi upenda kusema in an easy way, unapigisha mawaya shot kwa mind yako. You know, your brain is a whole
thing. Lugha yangu sasa.
I know. But Pal is English speaking.
Yeah, it's okay. It's an audience wote.
Yeah, so your brain is a whole thing. And for you to get to clinical depression, you have really stressed your brain. Or you have allowed emotions and things that are happening around you to stress your brain so much. Here you have a lot of control. You can speak to your mind. You can tell it all the other good things that are happening around you so that you're able to calm the anxiety before you get to that point where your mind is controlling you because you've already umeharibu. Okay, sitaki kusema umeharibu kichwa yako, doesn't sound nice. But you've You have damaged your brain. And now it's not working right for you. Make sure you don't get to that point by managing your own emotions. Yeah.
I see. Thank you so much, Freddie. I can see your text messages saying this is a nice conversation. Actually, I didn't know about emotional intelligence. Another one here, I feel like it's a question that you have tackled already, but I think maybe you can also repeat it because probably they're listening right now. They're asking, what's emotional intelligence for a man?
It's the same for a man and a woman.
Yeah.
It's, you can recognize your feelings. And maybe now that he says for a man,
yeah,
there's that problem with men, especially us African men. And it comes from our upbringing.
Yeah.
Even today, so many of us still bring up boys, telling them, boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. Yes, there is a masculinity you need to bring up your boy with, but do not make the mistake of causing the boy to grow up thinking they don't have emotions. And I'm not saying to make cry babies, but strike a balance. Take care of how you say these things so that we are not repeating the same mistakes all over again, bringing up men who cannot recognize their emotions. And recognizing an emotion, like I've told you, my husband can tell me, I'm feeling very angry at this. I am disappointed. Leo tu asubuhi ameniambia, that was disappointing.
Kumwambia like, sadness, disappointment.
No, because okay, let's tackle that point of yours. But he doesn't need to cry.
Yeah.
So it does not reduce his masculinity just because he acknowledged the feeling that he had was disappointment. And he told me, I feel disappointed that you did this and that. So for a man, you need to not suppress your emotions, acknowledge them. Maybe the way you bring them out, well, sijui kani beza mani nini. Yes, you be masculine in your own way. But honestly, the lack of emotional intelligence causes a lot of men to mess up because I don't know how you're feeling. I don't know let me tell you the other thing. You see, the Bible says women to respect their husbands.
Yeah, and submit.
Submission is for us, sana. Yeah. Although the Bible was fair enough to say submit to one another.
Yeah.
But respect. Do you know how many men can actually tell their wives, I feel disrespected. I feel demeaned when you talk to me like that. I don't feel like you're respecting me. I don't feel like as a man I'm respected when you talk back at me like that. Or when I tell you this in front of people and you talk back. I would really love it if you calmed down, did it, or called me on the side and told me I don't agree with this. Men don't say that. And they don't want to accept that there is a problem with their emotional, what is this word I wanted to use? Like vile wame, emotions zao zimeformiwa. The formation of their emotion has affected their emotional intelligence so that they cannot even get to that place of like sitting with their own emotions. Because you have to sit with your emotions before you are able to express them soberly to somebody else.
Wow. Someone comes in and asks here, hello, how do you deal with someone who switches off completely when they are going through stuff?
You switch them back on.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. I know you wish it was doable.
Yeah.
To just where they pressed a button and went silent, you want to go and just press it and switch them back on. Yeah,
because I feel like this here, it's more of emotions being involved. How you're going to deal with the emotions, how they are switching off. Like switching off. Right, like already it's like you're torturing me emotionally.
Exactly. And you remember me saying that emotional intelligence is not silent treatment.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things sometimes people blame when it comes to poor emotional management.
Yeah.
They blame personality. I'm an introvert. then they blame emotional intelligence the wrong way. I'm being emotional intelligence. I don't want to burst out. I don't want to know. Because emotional intelligence, like I said, also means that you are thinking about the other person. What are you taking the other person through when you just shut up like that? So you, as the person who is dealing with somebody who has switched off, I don't have a solution for you. I have questions for you. Have you tried everything possible? And by everything possible, I mean you as the more emotionally intelligent person. And by that, then I'm saying that you also need to work on being emotionally intelligent, so that you have not put someone in a place where they don't feel like you are a safe space to share their emotions. Because that happens when you are constantly bashing somebody, when you're constantly belittling them, when you're constantly demeaning their emotions, demeaning and despising. And that actually goes to that thing you were saying of someone is disappointed that they left their, is it umbrella at home? And then you're like,
did you know it was an umbrella?
And the spirit. And you are thinking, you're just disappointed, you're not sad. And I want to tell you, Apollos, feeling ni yake. Ye ndo najua kama ako sad ama ako disappointed. So you can imagine if constantly every time, you know, we are in a relationship and I tell you, when you say this, it frustrates me. And you tell me, no, frustrated is a big word. I think you're just feeling upset. But I'm the one who is feeling it, you know. So yes, there is my place of really taking care how I communicate stuff. But then there is your place of empathizing with my feelings. So empathizing and emotional intelligence does not mean naming emotions for people. They are the ones that are feeling it. Helping them through their emotions can never be naming them. If you've, I don't know, gone for therapy or met a therapist, they never tell you how you're feeling. No. They will ask you, how does that make you feel? They help you to recognize. If they feel like you're still not being able to name it, they will dig to just get you to be able to name how you're feeling. I feel angry. I feel, there's a therapist who once told me about how sometimes we can be very global with our terms. I'm really feeling generally not good about it. What is not good
about it,
you know? So that is helping someone acknowledge. So is the good you're feeling just disappointed, meaning you feel like your expectations were not met, you feel like you need to pull yourself up to try this again? Or are you feeling angry? Are you feeling a frustration? Are you feeling helpless, you know? And then how are you processing this? Because sometimes your helplessness is not coming from this situation. It's not coming from what this person has told you or done to you right now. You just have been helpless in life. You've been feeling helpless a lot, and now you are blaming this person because they've said something and it's brought back, you know, the helplessness. So when I say have you tried everything, it means can you check how you've been dealing with this person? Is square, you're the one who has been creating an environment that is not fit for them to express their emotions. Have you tried to come out yourself? Don't be quick to revenge on the silent treatment first. You can just sacrifice, squeeze your ego kidogo and let this person know that I am sorry I hurt you, or you are hurt. I am not sure what has hurt you. And I would appreciate if you told me what it is that I have done. Because I acknowledge that I could have done something that I probably didn't see it as very bad, but it's very bad on your end. So squeeze your ego for a while and try to rectify the situation. Honestly, if you've tried all you can, hapo ndio tunasemanga pia emotional intelligence and personal healing, because that has a lot to do with personal healing. It's a personal responsibility. Again, don't shoulder somebody's problems, and you have tried your best
in the name of being an emotionally intelligent person.
Being an emotionally intelligent partner. No, don't shoulder too much.
96.9 FM Pearl Radio.